Welcome back to The Curious Yapper. I'm Madison, your host and favorite yapper, and giving you a recap of this past week. Monday was a challenging week. I'm losing some motivation. Anyways, that's work, but then I got home and we got to make taco salads for dinner, so that was yummy and delicious. And then this entire week I have really found it challenging to read, which is interesting because when I was attempting to read, my mind would just race. So kind of just the state of my mental health currently. Anyways, Tuesday, another challenging day. Cried at work, I guess necessary. And then got home, shared a little bit with Evan. Again, losing a little bit of motivation. And I told Evan I just wanted to read when I got home. He's like, how about we go for a walk? And I said, I think I just want to read. And he said, I think you should go on a walk. So that was helpful to have someone externally encourage me to do something that they knew would help me. So we went on a walk, and that was good to get outside. It's always good to get outside and move. Usually helps my mental health. So then that evening he was saying that, because I felt better-ish, and he asked if I needed help with XYZ, and I said, I think I'm doing okay. And he said, is this where you're not being fully honest about your actual current state? And I said, I don't know, haha. So he helped me with some of my evening tasks. Sometimes at the end of the day when I'm tired and ready to go to bed, the last minute things that I need to do to get ready for the next morning really kind of put me down, and I don't enjoy the evening routine stuff. I wish there was a button that I could push that got all my things ready, took the brain work out of it, and also washed my hair, showered, and just let me be in bed. That's not how it goes. So he helped get things ready for the next day and picked out my work shirt. That was nice. Filled up my water bottle. I don't enjoy doing all that, so it was helpful to have a partner help me out. And then the next day was Wednesday. Had therapy. As you can tell, much needed. I mentioned to Evan that I wish I didn't have to talk so much about work and therapy, or need the therapy what feels like because of work. However, I think work amplifies the areas that I need to work on, and it puts me in stress situations where still those parts of me as a person are illuminated. So they still exist in me, and work just highlights them. So I suppose the area of application where it comes out first is work, but it does trickle into personal. So therapy was really good though. I feel like I have some next steps. One of my colleagues is here this week and I really want to talk to them. So looking forward to that. And yeah, therapy was very needed. Then that evening also was getting ready for my friend to arrive for this weekend. I think I mentioned that on the last episode, and it was good timing because it was going to make sure I was doing some fun things this weekend instead of just being a vegetable. So Thursday, picked up my friend from the airport, got to squeeze her, and we brought her stuff back, got to show her our place, and then we went on a walk and I got to show her where I was paddleboarding in the summer and just kind of share my world with her. So fun to see people visit, not for the first time, she's been to the Pacific Northwest before, but so fun to see people enjoy the things we love about our new home. We're getting close to being here for a year, which is just wild. So good to see her. Went on the walk. Then we did dinner at the food trucks. Then we came back and chatted and caught up, and so that was really nice. The next day I went to work and she got to go explore while I was at work. Then I got home and I needed a decompress moment, and I communicated that as like, I need 20 minutes to just do nothing. So I took a little break away and got to decompress just a little bit. And then we got to go to do cosmic tubing, which is it's usually attached to ski resorts, and you just have tubes and you take not the ramp. I can't think of what it's called, but you get on, the conveyor belt. Hello. The conveyor belt to get up to the top of it. And then you had to wait for them to all go at the same time. It was more organized than I anticipated. I just thought everyone would be going on the conveyor belt, get in your tube and just go. But apparently that would be a little too chaotic and probably make the company liable for crashes and injuries. So understandably, it was more organized. You go to the top, you find your row, and then they say 3, 2, 1, go, and everybody goes down, and then they're like, okay, clear out, so that, the next round can go. So that was really fun. It was cosmic tubing, so it was at night, and they had some different lights on the hill. They had a music station, and it was just really fun. They gave you a glow stick, a glow necklace, part of your package when you purchase. We got there early because I'm just an early person. Because I read that I needed to be there 20 to, maybe they only said 20. I heard 30 in my brain. And so I was like, okay, we need to be here on time. We made it. And then I didn't really know how it worked. I knew that there was a time slot before us. I didn't know. We got our little tickets, and similar to skiing or snowboarding, you have the little ticket that's visible on your jacket so that they know that you're good and have paid. So anyways, we see how it's kind of working out, and so we see a stack of tubes. We go up to them, and then my friend, I was like, let's go try, and we go and try to scan. They're like, oh, it's not your time yet. And so we returned the tubes. We were able to go up the conveyor or the lift to get to the lodge to go. We found a fireplace and went to the restroom and stuff. So it was really fun to do that together. And then towards the end, we probably went down 8 times, 10 times, 8 probably. And there were certain sides of all the lanes that were more bumpy, and the last 2 runs we did were very bumpy and we're flying up. So just really fun to go do that. Kind of made you feel like a kid again, and that was a good adventure. Also, because we drove about an hour and a half away, and because we did that, you're in the remote parts of nature in a forest, and the sky was so dark and there's not all the light pollution from being in a city, so we could see the stars. I don't know if I've ever seen the stars that bright and visible. It was really, really pretty. My friend got a really cool picture of some of the trees and the dark sky with the stars, so really cool. Definitely had a good time. We got home and we ran into the neighbor that has a dog. There's multiple neighbors, but the one that actually talks to us, and it was fun to get to introduce my friend with them, get to pet on the dog, and just catch up for a little bit. So that was a good night. We all zonked out, went to bed, woke up on Saturday. We slept in, I think, until about 8, and then we went on a hike. It was raining, so it was interesting to do the layers, because you need a warm layer, and then you need the waterproof layer, and the waterproof layer is waterproof because it's not very breathable. So when you're going up inclines, when we were exerting more energy, getting toasty, and the outer shell layer is just kind of vacuuming you into all the heat your body is producing. So anyways, it was an adventure to regulate our body temperatures, but we went down different trails in the same park that Evan and I hadn't been on before. Really cool to see all the different trees and have them labeled. Evan really enjoys that part of it. So we did that, came back, got dry, and then went back out and got pizza at one of our favorite places. There was some shops downtown. My friend had expressed interest in maybe getting a candle. She had actually scored a delicious smelling pine scent at the trail that we were at. There was a visitor center. I've never smelled such a lovely pine scent. I feel like a lot of the suppliers of candles make the pine scent too, not piney, it just is too manufactured and it doesn't smell like the pine trees. There's sometimes Evan and I walk on our just neighborhood trail and path and the smell is amazing. You just smell the pine trees. So her candle, I felt captured a lot of that scent and was nice. After we did the pizza, we went to another shop and there were some candles and some other things, and some of those do not smell good, so I understand why they're still on the shelf. Then we ventured on to go get ice cream at our favorite place, and it's every month they change the flavors of the month and they have their classics that are always there, and I got to try all the new ones, and this month it's all chocolate flavors because of chocolate inspired flavors because of Valentine's Day that's coming up. So got to taste all those, delicious. It was a gloomy and a cold day outside, so it wasn't very busy, but we scored and that was fine. We were all bundled up outside the awning trying to eat our ice cream, and then we saw a parking enforcement officer, and we did not pay for parking down in a garage, and Evan was like, should I run and go grab the card? I was like, you should. Yes, you should. So he did, and then we ate in the car, and then he dropped us off at another little shop because I wanted to show her that, and it was fun. I smelled a candle there that I did enjoy, so maybe if it's in the back of my mind, I might need to go grab it. So that was fun adventure yesterday, and then we came back and watched some TV, had some chicken tacos, just a good all-around day. Then today we went and ventured to a coffee shop. That was something she said she would like to do, so we did that. It was more rainy today, so definitely got to see typical Pacific Northwest winter. When I picked her up from the airport on Thursday, it was sunny and clear, so we got to see the mountain, and anyway, so she had the very wide range of weather for the area. Dropped her off at the coffee shop. I was seeing some options that I was gonna try. There was a hot chocolate, then there was something that said rose cocoa, and I said, what is rose cocoa? And I don't think I really heard everything they said, but I believe my friend said that it was rose because it was beet, so that's how it gets the color. All I heard was like it's a more earthy hot chocolate, and I said, let's try it. And instead of getting the smallest size, I said, let's try it in the medium. Not good, you guys. I tried it, I gave it maybe 4 sips, and that was enough sips for me. She had also gotten a poppy seed orange scone, and it was good. Scones to me I have not typically liked them because they're crumbly and chalky in my opinion, or maybe I've had bad scones. Anywho's, her scone was delicious. She let me have some bites. Dropped her off at the airport. When I got back, all I wanted to do was read my book, because there's nothing like an ADHD brain and needing that motivation with a deadline. My Libby app said, hey girl, do you know you're about to lose this book? And I said, yes girl, I know. I'm only 50% done and it's due in 3 days. And then it said, hey girl, you really got to finish this book if you want to, otherwise you got to get back in line. So today I plopped my booty on the couch and I read this book, and it was interesting. I had to get to about halfway before I actually liked it. It was Ruth Ware's The Woman in Suite 10. I believe it's a Netflix movie now. It took me a while to get hooked. Then I did want to finish the book, and I did finish it today, which was great. I did doze a little bit on the couch in the meantime, but I did finish. So I got to finish the book before it expired on me, which was fantastic. After that, it was just some more lounging around. Evan and I just ran to the store. Super Bowl's happening. I don't know if it's still on right now, who's winning. And the stores were empty because everybody is watching the game, I bet. So that was the week. It's going to be an absolutely crazy week ahead. So I'll do my best. My comfort zone will be this entire week. So I usually challenge you guys and encourage you to do things out of your comfort zone. Sometimes the comfort zone is nice though. So you do you. You know your limits and what you can do. I hope you have a wonderful week, Yappers. Thanks for the app sesh. I'll see you soon. Bye.